Alright, let's take a look at Michael Hurst. Michael Hurst played Iolaus in Hercules. I believe that he is a biological male. I think he's about 5'7" or something, so not incredibly tall, but I do believe his ancestry is from possibly England. I don't actually know on this one, I haven't looked that up about him. But based on the appearance, I'd say he's from that region of the world, and compared to Scandinavian descent people who are considerably taller and broader, people from that region are typically not quite as tall. Now here, just jump right into it and see that the back does not have a very curved appearance like a female. Mainly here we've got something of a barrel-chested look, which means that there is a lot of space in the ribcage, which allows for greater intake of oxygen, which is useful for men who traditionally would hunt and plow, and they need an extra large ribcage to be able to be more physically active, and he does have that trait. So far we're seeing there is it looks like a fairly strong jaw to me, and chin. Looking like I'm seeing a brow ridge and a sloping brow. Doesn't look in this shot like he has particularly pronounced cheekbones, but not every man does. They do look like they are fairly wide, just not. He doesn't have a gaunt facial structure, but that's just structure, right? Mouth looking fairly large, like a typical male. Right, yeah, the arm isn't overly long, but he's also not tall, so it looks about right to me. Seeing an Adam's apple, seeing a square, strong jaw, definitely got a sloped forehead and pronounced brow ridge. The features, the nose, and everything just seems quite strong. Does look like he's got fairly sturdy hands as well. Back looking straight as well. Okay, so seeing a bit of stuff going on in the neck. Again, I don't think this is a hyper-masculine person, so I'm not expecting him to look extremely masculine, but he does have a masculine energy. His appearance, with the eyes a bit closer together, feeling like he looks pretty Irish, so I don't know. But the mouth is wide, the lips are thin, which is more of a male trait. So if a mouth is smaller, as in the width of it is not long, that is female, but typically females have fuller lips than men, particularly the upper lip, but he basically doesn't really have much in the way of lips at all. Does have a very intense gaze. Not sure if this would be called a widow's peak or just a hairline, but he does have a very long forehead, which is also male. Fairly large ears. Here you can see straight torso. Not a wide Q angle. Arms seem fairly straight and fairly long. I think we're seeing, is that the top of an Adonis belt or is that abdominal muscles? I'm not really sure, but the torso is looking very, very male to me. I'm not sure about the shoulder widths. Does seem about right. The slope of the forehead again. Yeah, it doesn't look very large. The hands, he's got quite small hands, but they do look very overwhelmingly masculine. I normally see women with somewhat more tapered fingers. This appearance is just looks like everything, the joints and everything are more sturdy, which would support more physical labour, in my opinion. And here you can see some defined dimensions to the face. Can see that the cheekbones are prominent and jut out. He does look very, very small next to Kevin Sorbo, but at the same time, I don't think he really loses masculinity next to him. Men can still be masculine even if they're short, is my humble opinion. Here you can see, again, this back is very, very straight, looks very male. Again with the male-looking facial features. Yeah, everything about his dimensions here in this interesting pose is does appear very, very male. So we've got two guys here. Yep, again, same things as before. Strong jaw, brow ridge, sloped brow. Straight torso, straight legs. The length of the torso does seem, if you take from there to there, it does seem longer than the legs. Looks like the length of the arms, the wrist does look like it comes in at about crotch level, which is correct for males. Neck looks very thick, shoulders look squared across, and shoulders are broader than the hips. So, Michael Hurst looks like a biological male. Okay, him next to something that does look like a biological female from the show. I'm not sure who this was, but you know, the curves do look natural, the arms do bend out. But with him, compare his curves when he's throwing his hips to the side, and yet he has less of a curve than she does when she's standing straight. Male-looking hindquarters, the back looks straight. You know, shoulders are, this is a very, very broad, wide back compared to this small torso. Definitely male. I don't know why he would wear that, but square-looking shoulders, collarbones looking fairly defined. I have noticed that on men and on MTFs, they seem to have also their elbows seem to be a little more pointy than on women. I'm not sure if this is correct, but I do feel like the female elbow is a little bit more, it wouldn't point outward so much, but be a little bit more down like this. Could be wrong, but it does seem that way. Musculature looking male, torso looking broad and male, face again overwhelmingly male. Does look like he has a male digit ratio, longer ring finger than his index finger. Hands looking about male sized. Very, very male demeanor overall. Now, this is Edith Sidebottom, his the screen name he used for when he was playing a character in drag on Hercules. It looks pretty male to me still, so could easily start looking female if you're playing a female with all of the tools at their disposal to attempt to make you believe that it's female, but he still looks like a guy to me, you know. Tried to increase the size of his lips through lipstick, but still looking male. He actually did a good job in portraying this person believable. He's a good actor, but Adam's apple, strong jaw. This would be a very, very not passable tranny if you saw it. And last of all, that is definitely an Adonis belt. And that torso looks very straight. Hips are not as wide as the shoulders. neck-looking male. Yeah, this is a guy. Michael Hurst is a biological male. And that's that.